Welcome to Goat Island. I'm your host, the Big Ka Huzzi, and this is your weekly music. So of course that means first things first, we gotta talk about it. Starting off with the goat, Drake posted Iceman on IG, all caps. And if you think we're not going full conspiracy mode in this, you don't know us very well. Iceman, that's Bobby Drake in the X-Men. Coincidence? Or is October's very own about to drop an album colder than nothing was the same? He's entering his freeze out arc. No more features, no more softness, just bars colder than Toronto in January. If Drake opens the album with, you know what time it is, Bobby Drake in the flesh, we called it here first. Album rollout dropping soon. This week's rap headline isn't about albums, collabs, or sneak disses. It's about stabs, like real ones, in jail. Tory Lanez got stabbed not once, but 14 times. That's not a metaphor. That's I got jumped in the showers. Real. 2 collapsed lungs, ICU, emergency surgery, and guess who did it? A convicted murderer named Santino Casio, serving a life sentence. Like it's a crossover episode between Oz and Love and Hip Hop. Tory hasn't spoken publicly yet, obviously, because he's recovering and he's in prison. And yes, the internet's already calling it a setup, a warning, karma, depending on what side of TikTok you're on. Meanwhile, the streets are debating whether it was a random or retaliation with a plot twist, because this comes right after his team dropped that petition for governor's pardon. Whether you believe Tory's innocent or not, 14 stab wounds in a max security prison? Someone wanted him gone. Free Tory. We don't just listen to rap though. We've got range, baby. And this week we're dipping into modern pop with that dark, moody R&B energy. You know the vibe. Wicked Games by Abel, Nights by Frank Ocean, X Calling by Six Flag, that late night leather interior, windows down in your feelings playlist, and the goat of this lane, The Weeknd, aka Abel, aka the man who made heartbreak sound like a designer drug. His mixtapes walked so your faves could cry on beat. He turned toxic masculinity into a Grammy. And even when he's dancing in red suits like a casino ghost, he's still singing like he's on the edge of a relapse. But what about Chris Brown? Look, Chris has got range. Chris has got hits. But let's be real. The music hasn't been better than the headlines in a decade. We're not giving GOAT status to someone who drops 87 songs per album just to find one banger. That's not art. That's Spotify clutter. Abel's out here curating atmospheres. Chris is curating mixtape fatigue. So yeah, this week's GOAT of modern R&B / pop, The Weeknd. He's not just singing. He's haunting. He's the ghost of dark R&B turned pop. This week's non-Drake song of the week, just so that there's fairness and a chance for everyone else, is Go Around by Bongi Dube. Because guys, really, man, life's too short to be where people don't want you. Be where people want you around. Don't waste your time chasing the crowd that doesn't even like you. That deep house will get you thinking about yourself the right way. Enough about just talking. Let's look at the drops in music. This past week didn't bring anything in terms of new music that slaps, unfortunately. But we've had a few fire weeks and maybe Spotify just needed to cool down for a bit, But we did get the official release of Big Ka's viral TikTok sound. And now you can listen to it on Spotify because sy wys sy is lief vir my, maar al die fucking tyd het sy gelieg vir my. It's officially the end of the month, and we can safely say that our original prediction for drop of the month was 1,000% correct, in that the drop of the month for May 2025 was clearly the country GOAT, Morgan Wallen's I'm the Problem. All in all, May 2025 was a nice month for music, and definitely better than April was. W month. Now we normally talk about a project we don't need this month for music, but instead of talking about another terrible album, we have some news. Seems Lana Del Rey must have heard us a week or two ago, because the album that was supposed to come out last week, it didn't. And there's no new release date right now. Maybe she's working more on the album. This is a good sign from the summertime sadness singer, as the more time she has, the more mistakes on the album she can fix. Remember when you used to have mixtapes on cassettes? Well, nowadays, instead of DJ, we just use playlists on Spotify. So time to do some curating. How you start your morning sets the tone for the rest of the day. And that's why our first playlist is called and themed Wake Up, so you can get your sorry ass up and after the day. We couldn't exactly give you a smooth genres that blend seamlessly together. Nah, we had to give you some range that kept you alert as the genres switched up, for that on-edge feeling to push you for your best in the morning. With Drake hits / recent viral hits, electro house, 90s / 2000s rap, and Brazilian funk. This is the last week of us curating this playlist, and next week, the 6th of June 2025, our playlist will be live on our Spotify. We just have one more pick per genre in this week. So for recent viral hits, we've got Touch Tight by Leith, and then Another Life by Naomi Sharon, the Martin Lou remix for Electro House. For 90s rap, we've got Doomsday by MF Doom featuring Pebbles, the Invisible Girl. And lastly, Paso Bem Soltos Load by Atlas for Brazilian funk. With that, it's time to check the numbers, because we're getting to the rating segment. As always, we've got to get things started with the GOAT Drizzy. And this week we're looking at the unreleased Blue, Green, Red. Now, technically, this dropped with 100 gigs on Spotify last year, but got taken off in like a few days for some reason. So it was released, but then it was unreleased again. And this one here, I mean, Drake making us dance and giving us bars, 8.5 out of 10 from us here on the island, man. I mean, gotta lay down where you make bed. Gotta let some shit just shit. Since we blew up and got green, I gotta leave some of y'all on red. Nah, man. Talking that talk and turning up? Yes, sir. We've rated music from all over the globe, and this week we're rating Nigerian Afrobeats. You've heard it, you've danced to it, you've definitely tried and failed to hit the unbelievable dance on TikTok. But Afrobeats isn't just a genre. It's a global takeover in luxury tracksuits, with artists like Wizkid, Burna Boy, Tim's, Arya Starr, and Rema. You know you're getting drums that slap, melodies that float, lyrics that float, flex or heal, and production smoother than your ex's apology text. It's West African rhythm plus global finesse, blending high life, hip hop, dancehall, and source. It's sensational. And no, this isn't Afrobeat. This is Afrobeats with an S, plural, because the vibes multiply. That's a 8.5 out of 10 from us here on the island. It's the sound of now. The charts conquered, the clubs owned, your playlist already full of it. Only reason it's not a 10? Well, you know we couldn't let Nigeria beat South Africa again, and it's still Amapiano to the world. Listen, the never-ending debate is just that, never-ending. But doesn't mean we shouldn't try. This week's rap era we're rating is the 2010s era, and I get it, trust me. But there was mumble rap and too many SoundCloud rappers. Yes, this is true, but it still gets an 8 out of 10 from us here on the island. And why? Because even though the second half of this decade is often looked at as shaky, guess what? that still produce not only monster hits, but monster rappers that run the industry to this day. It's just that simple. Sorry, old hits, but facts are facts. And this week's music biopic is Get Rich or Die Trying, the semi-autobiographical film starring 50 Cent, depicting his ride from the streets to rap star. Why is it this week's pick? Well, its raw portrayal of ambition, struggle, and the hip hop hustle is what drew us to it originally. And what makes it amazing is the authentic performances, gritty storytelling, and the killer soundtrack. This gets a 9 out of 10 from us here on the island. Go watch with the sick soundtrack to match. That's a wrap for this week's music drop. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any thoughts, drop a comment. And from Goat Island, this is the Big Ka Huzzi. We'll check you again.